and welcome back to GayFatFriend and Friends, the podcast. The podcast for little bug boys. Hi.
Hi. I'm still trying to figure out what that meant.
I am your host, gay fat friend Todd, and joining me, as always, is my teeny tiny adorable husband, Rob, who
Hello.
I just scared with little bug boys.
Well, I was worried. I was like, am I covered in bugs? What's happening?
It's because we were recording early because I'm flying to Missouri to see the cicadas.
Oh, you're a little bug boy.
I'm a little bug boy.
Yes.
A little bug boy flies to Missouri.
Yes.
And actually, this episode will come out after my Missouri trip, but I will be in Missouri when we normally record. So we actually recorded a podcast yesterday, and now we're doing one today. I feel like morning zoo radio shock jocks. Do it. Just welcome back. Second episode, 2 days in a row. We could do radio.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun.
No, I think it could happen. I have a face for radio. Yuck, 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 yuck. A wooga sound effect. Yeah.
Also, we're in a bit of a time crunch because we're both starving and we need to go make breakfast burritos.
Seriously, they've been calling our name all day.
All day. We had a bit of a, I mean, I guess today is Memorial Day. We're having a bit of a content day. We made some funny little TikToks and now we're doing a podcast. Look at us. We're not a businessman. We're a businessman.
Man.
So yeah, I'm traveling home to see my family for Memorial Day. Or no, it is Memorial Day weekend, next weekend.
Sure, to see the family.
And by the family, I mean the cicadas. Look, It's a once in a lifetime experience because.
Except also every couple of years.
Well, so cicadas are kind of like always waking up every spring, but there are different broods, and currently there's like the 17-year brood and the 12-year brood or whatever are waking up at the exact same time, which hasn't happened since I graduated high school in 1998. It was a very magical experience, and I very much enjoyed it. There's just, I'm not joking, and if you live in one of those zones right now, you know what's happening. There are literally bugs, giant cicadas everywhere, and they're so loud. They have this like almost like dial tone to them. And they scream, however you want to call it, day and night. Like the sound never stops. And it's just this like wall of nature's ASMR white noise. I'm very excited to see them.
It sounds awful.
But it happened in 1998 when I was graduating high school. So it's almost like, when they do a movie and there's an eclipse happening, or they, like that feeling of like something big is happening while other things are happening.
Yeah.
I think the ice storm.
It's like the alignment of natural occurrences.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's fascinating.
Dolores Claiborne, that's it.
Like,
there was like an eclipse happening while the action was happening.
Because like I'm not a white noise kind of guy. So
yeah, you don't like.
Not my favorite. Also, I don't like bugs. Which I mean, are they the kind that are on the trees in Animal Crossing?
I don't. Are there cicadas? They do. Yeah, they do live on trees. I think there's cicadas in Animal Crossing, but they have those big, beautiful orange bug eyes. They scream. They fly everywhere. But you know what? They absolutely do not bite or sting ever. Like they don't even have the ability to do that. So they can't hurt you. They don't care about you, but they will land on you because their whole goal in life is to just wake up, breed, and die, and they lay their eggs and stuff around trees. So if you're tall like me, if you're 6'7", they're going to climb you. You're going to get covered in cicadas, but I'm very excited.
I'm tall compared to a cicada, but like, I guess in the grand scheme of what they are able to go on, I'm not tall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you grew up in the desert. Is there any kind of, I know that they're also having something called like Mormon crickets exploding in the desert this year. And
no.
You haven't seen any of those TikToks?
No.
Oh yeah. They're called Mormon crickets. So they're bad. And remember that one year we went to Palm Springs and like literally everything was covered in those little black bugs.
Yes.
I think it's those.
Okay, because that was weird, and I felt bad, and I was like, is that just a thing that happens at every home in Palm Springs? Like every 3 days, they just sort of get swarmed with little bugs.
Yeah.
Because like,
remember we'd get in the pool and like literally you would skimming the pool was pointless because the pool would just fill with bugs.
I've forgotten about that.
Yeah, it's a desert. It's a desert thing. Did you have them in the high desert? Right?
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, look, we had a lot of tumbleweeds, which are technically alive. Like there's a little
and
small
painful
flowering part. Oh yeah. Oh, and they're engine destroyers. A lot of people don't realize. like how destructive they are when you hit one. Like they end up in small little pieces inside your car, and you have to like literally fish them out, and they're really painful.
They like Wile E. Coyote led us astray because growing up, you think tumbleweeds are like little and soft and kind of funny. They're huge. First of all, they're like covered in spikes, and they're rock hard, and they hurt.
Yeah, and like seriously, like they, and especially like you think if they're like cockroaches. If you're seeing one, there is a bunch more. Like just be prepared.
You never just see a tumbleweed.
Yeah, like it's that one lone tumbleweed crossing the scene in a Western.
And they tend to clump together like a tumbleweed king.
Yeah.
Like a rat king of tumbleweeds.
That's the thing, because like they are extremely, their stickers tend to catch on things. But yeah, no, I was trying to like, I mean, we had, we didn't have that many spiders. We had like your standard kind of like brown recluse, kind of like garage.
Well, just like
evil garage spiders.
Creepy, gross, evil spiders. But like there's not like
snakes. But yeah,
it's not like Seattle has goddamn spider season up here, where towards the end of the summer, literally everywhere you look, there will be giant Charlottes with webs.
Well, it's funny because
it's beautiful, but they're everywhere.
I was talking to someone and they were like, well, there's like two different kind of spider seasons. There's the indoor giant house spiders, which are like harmless but terrifying.
The size of your hand.
Yeah, they're awful. Or like I guess there's like one kind of dangerous non-brown recluse is like the wolf spider or something.
Wolf spiders bite, but they're not venomous or
they're not poisonous. Venomous.
Venomous, yeah.
Yes.
Poisonous you can't eat. Venomous you get bit
They bite you, yeah. Okay. And like they're like, there's that part of the spider season, and then in like September there's the part where like you just see these webs across everything outside.
Charlotte season.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that like that's like when you're like walking the dog, you need a stick to sort of like just kind of keep clearing the space in front of you. It's awful.
Did you guys have armadillos?
No, that's only in Texas.
Not anymore. They made their way up to Missouri, and it was weird because we did not grow up with armadillos at all. I'd never even seen an armadillo in real life, except maybe at like a zoo. But armadillos naturally kind of invasively made their way up to Missouri, and now they're everywhere in Missouri.
They're
and it's
cute.
They're adorable, but they're car destroyers, like you said. They're little, but they turn into a literal bowling ball. So if you hit it with your car, you can really fuck up your car.
No, it's funny because like literally, I've seen an armadillo in person once, and like how cliche is this? I was literally with family in Texas, and we were having like a picnic. And I'm like sitting on the ground, and all of a sudden this thing waddles by. I had no idea what it was, but it was very cute. Yeah. And then later I found out it was an armadillo. But I was like, we all just watched it walk by, and it was just like, like literally just waddled. It was
I don't know what it is, but like, I grew up in the middle of nowhere on a farm in the woods in Missouri. You get your average fair share of roadkill, but something about armadillos, like the last time I went home last summer, every 20 feet it feels like there was a roadkill armadillo on the side of the road. Like so many. I don't know if they're attracted to asphalt or what, but
they take too long to cross. They're especially dumb.
Well, I know they don't have any natural predators, but I also think nothing eats them when they're dead. Like I don't think buzzards will eat them, and so there's
you're
nothing
just
to
seeing
really,
a lot of the leftovers.
Yeah, nothing ever like drags it off into the woods and eats it.
Yeah. Well, they also carry leprosy, or they can.
Is it leprosy? I thought it was gonorrhea.
No, that's koalas, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, koalas get the clap, and armadillos have the plague.
They have leprosy. Yes.
The animal kingdom is so fascinating and exciting.
Yeah. And platypi are venomous.
Yes. Well, and I feel sorry for the guy who found out koalas get chlamydia or gonorrhea. I don't want to know his story.
Right? That's
what?
Yeah, we'll all just play dumb. Just be like, yeah, sure. Oh, well,
I mean, somebody had to figure it out, and well, I'm glad I'm not him. Gross. But yeah, so there was nothing up in the desert.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's weird. Like I'm somebody who's very much kind of just so focused on the indoor experience.
Well, I was gonna say you're such an indoor kid.
But it's funny. I was in marching band. I had to be outdoors, but that was more concerned about like.
But that was never in
chapping.
Nature.
No, yeah, it was more about.
You were outdoors on a field.
It was more about surviving the elements because like the high desert it was cold and windy. Like that was the thing. It's a very windy place, and typically, if it's hot, 10 degrees hotter. If it's cold, 10 degrees colder. So it's just kind of like no matter what, it's just a little bit more extreme.
It's like windy. That's like up here. My favorite term is wind chill because we don't have wind chill in LA, or we didn't. I should say we don't live there anymore. But there's no wind chill in LA, but there is definitely wind chill up in Seattle, and it is all year long. Even when if the weather says it's 80 degrees, there's a 10-degree wind chill, so it's actually feeling like it's 70.
It's kind of San Francisco-ish.
Yeah, there's always the temperature is never what it actually feels like. It's so frustrating because you don't know how to dress. You never know what to bring. Do I bring a hoodie? Do I bring a T-shirt?
And that's why I just stay out of the whole business by staying indoors.
Staying indoors.
See?
It's the perfect setting for you.
It's so funny. It's consistent.
Did we already talk about this? Maybe we already talked about this. I don't remember. But you mentioned how windy it is, and we were joking the other day about how like Chicago is called the Windy City, but there's like 50 cities that are windier.
Yeah, there's many. It's funny. Yeah, we were talking about how like I used to love an infographic style joke, and one of them was like the literal list of cities that are statistically more windy than Chicago, of which there are many.
Yeah,
for being the Windy City, it is like it's in like I want to say the double digits before Chicago shows up. Like it's just one of those like my stomach is talking for a burrito.
Your stomach just growled so hard.
It's still going technically. It's been like it's like a
I told you to eat a snack before we recorded.
It's fine, but another guest.
Yeah,
another guest showed up.
Sir, you're not invited. That's so funny. Your stomach just growled so hard.
Food goes in here.
Yeah, but no. What I was going to say is our neighborhood here in Seattle has to be at the top of that Windy City list. It's so constantly windy. And I'm so bummed.
And I don't care for the wind. We've talked.
Well, you're afraid of the wind because you're little. You might blow away.
Right. It's I take it a little personally. I don't know why, but I'm just kind of convinced the wind is out to get me, and I don't trust it because you can't see it. It just kind of happens to you. I don't like it.
You say the silliest things sometimes. They just make me laugh. You're afraid of the wind because you can't see it.
I just don't understand. Like, why is that there? It just is. I don't like
so
it. And it's
goofy.
loud sometimes. Like,
but
no.
I actually love wind storms. I think there's something it's almost like going to see the cicadas. There's something very romantic and specific about being in a windstorm. As long as there's no damage, protect your home and your magic. But I love just the energy of like the Santa Anas. Oh, I love that.
Well, the Santa Anas, everyone's been acting strange.
But until I got here, I had never really been annoyed by the wind, but it is so windy in our neighborhood constantly. Like I got a fire pit. This is the first house we've ever lived in as a couple and as adults, really. And we have a delicious backyard. And I was like, I'm getting a fire pit. I've always wanted a fire pit my whole life. I want to build a fire, sit around my fire pit, just drink some wine and sit in the backyard and build a fire.
Seriously, he would never shut up about it.
We finally got a fire pit. We've had it for 2 years. I've built one fire in it. I instantly put it out with the hose. It is so windy, especially in our backyard. It just blows ash and debris everywhere. And there's no comfortable way to sit around a fire in the backyard. I need to get a chimenea, as my mom calls it. I don't know if that's really what they're called, but it's that big terracotta. It's that big terracotta thing that kind of looks like a gourd. And it's just a little mini fireplace for your backyard. But I think that would help with the wind because we
control the smoke a little bit.
Well,
more.
Yeah, the open air fire pit just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's kind of well, and seriously, there's a phrase that people say here, which I'm sure it's a phrase that people say everywhere. It's like, oh, don't like the weather, give it 5 minutes. But the wind, who knows what direction it's going at any given second? It's unpredictable weather here.
Yeah, yesterday I was emptying out the air filter in my fan, which is full of dust. I took it outside to shake it out. And literally at the end of our driveway, if I stand on one side of the driveway, the air was blowing towards the house. If I stand on the other side of the driveway, the air was blowing the opposite direction towards the house. And I didn't want all the dust to go into the open windows in the driveway. I had to walk so far away to shake out this air filter because no matter where you stand, the wind is blowing towards the house and in different directions. It's so weird.
Emptying the vacuum canister into an outdoor trash can.
Good luck. You might as well wear a beekeeper.
Seriously, it's just you're going to be covered in dust.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
You got to wear one of those hazmat suits.
Yeah.
Outbreak.
Domestic life.
And then, another thing I'm experiencing as an adult with a house, and we rent. Don't get it twisted. We're renters.
Yeah, well, calm down. We're millennials here.
There's that meme that's you've reached middle age when there's a specific tree that you hate. And we have a tree. There's a tree, a gigantic redwood that grows behind our house. I hate it. I have hatred in my heart for this tree.
Multiple seasons worth of hatred. Every season it kind of pulls some new shit.
Yeah.
And,
it
there's
does,
always something.
It's kind of like cicadas where it does different things every year. And so one year is when it drops all of its pollen, and like literally the backyard was covered in an inch of yellow dust. And then one year it's when it drops its like pine cone seed shell things, and everything was covered in these like pine cone petals.
Literally had to be raked into like
Constantly.
multiple piles.
Yeah, I had to do it several times.
Just lots
And still,
of
it's
stuff.
dropping these weird pine cone petals. And then one time, it was like needle dropping time. So needles just constantly falling out of this tree. And one time a year, sap dropping time.
Yep.
And pine sap is my nemesis. It smells delicious. Terrible to wash off. It's all over our chairs, our deck, our table, our plants.
Well,
I hate it.
And then for a while there was also actual pine cones that didn't fall apart into their individual shards, which not that bad, except it sounds like we are being bombed
yeah, with cannonballs.
on the roof.
Yeah.
And so like that's just more about the actual like impact experience, less about the cleanup.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, it's funny. That tree, it's funny. There's some sort of fresh hell happening every couple of months from it.
Yeah, I have so many fantasies. Like, if we ever do get to buy this house, if this is like, if our landlord decides to sell it and we buy it and it becomes ours, like, I have all those like daydream fantasies of what I want to do. But one of them is building some kind of gigantic dome or canopy over the house to just get rid of everything that tree does, because I hate that tree. And it's in our neighbor's yard, so like we could never do anything about it.
But then we also
I
have
hate
our,
it.
we have our own tree though that's like creaky and haunted sounding in the front yard.
Oh yeah, we have this weird
I don't like it.
generic evergreen. I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's a pine tree. I don't know what it is. But yeah, when it sways in the wind, it sounds like an old timey boat.
Yeah, or like almost like a bird squawking. It literally sounds animal. At
Yeah,
times.
sometimes it does sound like an animal or like a voice.
Yeah, for
It's
it
weird.
being a tree, little off-putting.
It's weird. Also,
little scary.
I do know I've gotten some like literature and stuff about the house, people thinking that we own, which we don't. But there are apparently lots of land ordinances in our neighborhood that like you can't cut down certain trees, you can't trim certain trees. Like you can get a big hefty fine even if you trim a tree because it's like nature conservation and stuff. So I don't know. It's all terrifying. I just know that I hate that tree with a passion. But all right. Well, having said that, talking about all these natural, exciting times with the cicadas and the trees we hate, I think it's time to move on to our final segment because you're starving. I'm very hungry.
Right. Let's get into
So let's
it.
talk about food. Make ourselves even hungrier.
Yeah.
It's time for What's Your Order? What's Your Order?
Your turn to pick this time.
Oh, yeah, it is. So I have here the trusty blue Rip and Dip shoebox no longer filled with restaurants, now filled with like experiences or just like general cuisines. So, Julia Roberts to me. Okay. Today's What's Your Order will be for Italian food. Bing, 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 bing. This is actually one of our favorite foods and probably Rob's favorite, maybe,
I think so.
of all foods.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because everyone knows me as being super gung ho, anything tortilla, but man.
But the OG is pasta.
Oh yeah, like anything. Like,
and we've talked about that before. Usually when you go to a restaurant, you're ordering pasta.
yeah. Oh, and we're going to a steakhouse. Can't wait to order steak. I look at the menu and like, hey, there's a pasta, and it's gonna be mid as hell. And I'm like, I will have the pasta, please. The mid pasta. Gimme.
And it's so funny because of like all the financial fleecing a restaurant can do. It's always on pasta and wine because they can just buy it for pennies and upcharge it for
And I'm
hundreds
like,
of dollars.
yes, give me the expensive markup pasta.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll take the $40 crab Alfredo.
Seriously. Oh, there's an under attended tray of penne alla vodka SNL joke. I'm happy. I'm pleased. Just give me the tray. I love it.
But yeah, we make and consume a lot of Italian food. I mean,
True.
we order pizza, and even like when I'm dieting, Rob will get pizza delivered, and then the pizza place we order from, Pagliacci's here in Seattle, they have a delicious Italian salad. So I'll get the salad, he'll get a pizza, and we get that like once a week.
Yeah.
Once every 2 weeks.
Well, because like I'm very much order a ton of pizza because I can eat it for leftovers for like several meals in a row. I never really tire of it.
Yeah.
So I most pizza gets consumed.
Well, and also like an Italian restaurant, I feel like of all restaurants, maybe Mexican might be a little easier, but I feel like an Italian restaurant is so easy to run because you can have 5 different forms of noodle and then 5 different sauces and then maybe like 5 different kinds of meat. And then you can make limitless possibilities, and you can have a huge full menu and just reconfigure everything. So,
yeah.
And then you throw a salad in there, and then free bread when you sit down. Done. Italian restaurant. But there's so many different kinds. Like,
right.
We love Olive Garden. We love being family.
Seriously, like for it being like the least Italian restaurant, like
it's American Italian, and it's delicious.
And they have shit there that hits the spot.
Yeah,
like they figured out like a different type of comfort food. It is so good.
It's so funny too, because like when you go, you're a soup eater there.
Oh yeah.
But like when we go to like Italian, like fine dining, you don't get soup.
Could not care less about soup in any other Italian restaurant. Like, no, it's all about getting the soup at the Olive Garden.
I mean, we used to go to Maggiano's all the time at the Grove.
Oh,
I miss Maggiano's so much.
That rigatoni D.
Just their like
is
bread
so
and oil and vinegar and Parmesan cheese. Like when you sit down, it's the best bread.
Yeah, and
you can eat some of it. And yeah, they have the best Caesar dressing. Oh, it's so good.
I miss Maggiano's.
I miss Maggiano's so much. And then in college, I helped open. As a waiter, I helped open an Italian restaurant that is still open to this day called Bella Italia. Although, wait, now that I'm saying it out loud, did it close? Oh, it went out of business. I think Kendra said it went out of business. Anyway, I opened an Italian restaurant in college as a waiter, and it was so much fun. I loved working there. It was a great time.
It's funny. So, like, when I went to college, I got my acceptance letter the same evening that my sister was doing her senior recital. So she was leaving that university as a student as I was entering it. But one of the big, like I went to wherever they gave me the most money. So like I was just to the highest bidder. But one of the big things that drew me to the college though was like visiting my sister like a couple of blocks off campus. There was an Italian restaurant called Pasta Roma, and like literally it was like borderline cafeteria style, like the way you ordered walking down with your tray and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But holy crap, their fettuccine alfredo with chicken was like the best for fast casual. And by the time I started going there, they were under new management and everything had changed. It was still amazing, and I was there so often. And it was one of those of like, we don't know what to eat. What should we eat? I was like Pasta Roma. Like,
well,
anyone want to go?
Missouri had Italian fast food, like full on fast food drive through counter service. Like it was a fast food restaurant called Fazoli's. Which
it's funny because I've always been so jealous and curious, but like I guess all the fast food Italian I've done has been like in mall food courts, and
it's usually it's usually a food court thing.
Yeah,
but like Fazoli's not that good, but it scratched an itch. If you literally just wanted like a spaghetti bolognese and garlic bread and a salad, like you go through a drive-through for $10. I mean, I doubt it would be that price nowadays, but it was always cheap back then.
Well, and it's like I loved a Sparrow. Like in a mall, like that was always, I was down for Sparrow or any of the sort of like, pizza / more kind of places.
That's funny you say Sparrow because, was that your stomach again?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Good Lord. See, we're talking about food. I knew it was going to happen. It's funny you say Sparrow because I just saw a thing on TikTok about restaurants that are closing this year, and they said Sbarro's closing like a majority of their brick and mortar locations, like non-mall food court. And I was like, that exists?
There are some of those?
I have never seen a Sbarro outside of a mall food court ever.
Same.
And apparently not enough other people have either because they're closing half of them. But like, where is there been a brick and mortar Sbarro? That's insane.
That's crazy to me.
I want to go to there. Because Sbarro was the first place that had like stuffed pizzas.
Oh yeah.
Not
like
a calzone. Yeah. Ugh. I love Sbarro. But yeah, I would say when it comes down to Italian, my order is more pasta than it is pizza, even though I love pizza.
Yeah.
If I'm going to an Italian restaurant, I'm getting a pasta. And it's usually either something with a cream sauce or a piccata. I love a good chicken piccata. It's just lemony and savory and good. Yeah. So I would say probably I would get like an Alfredo, like a chicken Alfredo, or I would get a piccata. What about you?
Chances are, yes, it's going to be a pasta. If they have a caprese on the menu, that will be appetizer style.
Oh yeah, we usually always get a caprese appetizer.
But yeah, no matter what, I will be eating just an insano amount of bread, whether it is like with the meal or like special.
Homer, don't fill up on bread.
Or special like garlic knots that we have to buy or whatever. There will be bread, lots of it. But no, I'm more of a pasta guy. I love an Alfredo, but I'm a huge fan of like a bolognese, like a super meaty, like thick ass meat ragu kind of business. That's always a winner. And then when it comes to like if I'm not doing a pasta, like I want to know how this place does chicken parmesan. Probably it's a sort of the most standard kind of thing there, but like at least you know what you're getting. It's not gonna be super crazy, but like each kind of take is interesting. Like, is it super thick chicken with like breading that's soggy, or is it like pounded
the
fucking
paper
crisp,
thin
but like
giant
crispy,
cutlet,
like fried like katsu style, like. Where are we at on this? Like, I'm always kind of curious. So like, chicken parm is kind of a fun, like, show me your interpretation. Because like, even if it's bad, it's still going to be chicken parm, and that's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like pizza is fine. I don't even consider pizza to be that much of Italian at this point. Pizza's pizza.
Yeah.
And I love pizza, like always, gimme. But like, yeah, if we're going for Italian food, I'm probably not getting a pizza unless their menu is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And pizza's like the safe option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you are a picky eater. You're afraid
I am.
You never know what's going to end up in your food, and you're terrified of it.
Seriously, it's just sometimes it's better to play safe with pizza, I guess, than sorry. But yeah, I'd say like that's probably the way it goes. Like pasta most common, chicken parm as like kind of fun interpretive entree.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that I love doing is mixing like a red meat sauce with an Alfredo sauce. Like I love like a creamy pink sauce.
Seriously, yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah,
especially on like lasagna. I also love like Italian restaurants that add a sauce to a lasagna. So you've got your basic cube of restaurant lasagna, and then they add tons of extra sauce, and it can just be like saucy and yummy. Oh, that's so good.
Well, and I go through it's like I go through phases of pesto. Like it's not a regular for me, but like.
Usually you like a cold pesto salad.
I do. I like a pesto
or it's
pasta
like a
salad
spread on
kind
a
of thing.
sandwich.
Yeah. But it's funny because I do occasionally, I'm like, depending on the restaurant, like if I know it's like a super herby, like oil-based pesto, or if it's more creamy pesto, like that'll change kind of where I'm at also. But yeah, Italian is just, I love it.
It's so good and it's so fun. I mean, seriously, Mexican and Italian, whenever you sit down and get free food like bread or chips, you win. You got me. Sold.
Approved.
I love it so much. And I totally am one of those people that orders like a side of Alfredo to go with the breadsticks at Olive Garden.
And that always felt so fancy to me, but I do enjoy it.
Right? I used to think, I was like, I'm not spending $2 on a side of Alfredo to dip breadsticks in. But then when you think about it, like at the end of your meal, you're like, I didn't care about that $2. I'm glad I got the Alfredo.
And I bet you that shit is $7 now, but still,
exactly.
like, sometimes you just got.
Well, they actually have it on their menu as an appetizer now. You don't just have to order a side of Alfredo. You can just order breadsticks with Alfredo or whatever sauce you want.
Because they found a way to market it and price it.
The world needs more Italian restaurants. I'm putting that out there right now. If you were in the market to open a restaurant, make it Italian. We're ready.
Seriously, and I will pay your markup.
Yeah.
I always do.
Well, all right. Well, having said that, another short episode, but we got to go because Ruby's barking upstairs right now.
She wants a breakfast burrito.
She is such a barky baby, and we are starving. As Exhibit A over here.
Seriously, I'm curious if the mic picked it up. I should have like really just let it.
It was a comical. It was almost like a sound effect stomach growl. It was like. You're very hungry because all you've had is liquid today.
Yeah, I've had coffee and soda, and that's about it.
Let's go get you a breakfast burrito. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed these episodes. Like I said, we're recording this before I go on my cicada trip. So
safe travels and return.
Yeah, and I'm back. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about the cicadas next week. And like and share and follow and all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you later. All right, we love you. Goodbye.